Hello and welcome to Pro Trader Strategies Market Commentary for Monday, December the 18th. My name's Eric Wilkinson. Some of you may recognize me as the Wolfman from CNBC, Fox Business, or even the Wall Street Journal for my commentary on everything from economic to geopolitical and market analysis. Please keep in mind that everything that we talk about in these market commentaries is not a solicitation to buy or sell any of these securities or strategies. At the end of the day, we're here to teach you some different strategies that you can implement into your portfolios, but please do that in your own way. The reason why I can't give you a recommendation on a particular stock or strategy is because I don't know your risk parameters. I don't know what's in your portfolios, and therefore what I'm doing could be counterintuitive to what you are already doing. Please remember that past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, having all that out of the way, let's get it on. Not a whole lot of economic data this week. It's actually going to be a pretty light week for until we get to like Thursday and Friday. We have some decent economic data later on in the week with the crude oil inventories coming out on, I believe it's on Wednesday, Thursday. Then we get some CPI numbers, GDP, and then on Friday we get producer price or personal consumption expenditures and core durable goods orders, which is going to be a good one to give us a bit of an indication as the overall robustness in the economy, personal income, personal spending, things of that nature. But that doesn't come until later in the week. Until then, we're going to have to rely on the markets to give us a little bit of direction. And having said that, without further ado, let's get on with the economic data that we did get today, which was the NAHB, National Association of Home Builders Index, came in at 74, slightly higher than the expected 70, and they revised last month's number down slightly from 70 to 69. So decent number there anyway for the housing outlook. But on to crude oil futures, coming off just slightly today, down by about 30 some cents. People were talking last week that crude oil was going to crash. I don't necessarily see that, especially with the overall strength in the economy we're seeing. Gold futures moving higher today, despite the fact that we're also seeing the equities higher for the most part, but gold futures moving higher. And I did add a trade in GLD to take advantage of this really low implied volatility. This isn't a very good chart of it, but because of that one spike in there. But it does have really low implied volatility right now, so I'm taking advantage of that. On to Bitcoin futures. Only talking about this, I'm not really trading this, to be quite honest, but you can see overnight did trade up into that 20,000 mark, which is probably a pretty strong. I don't think it's ever traded 20,000, especially in the cash, but it has since come off, but still up $700, trading very close to the 19 handle, but that was an overnight trade right off the open. Then into the bonds, we've got the bonds coming off almost by a full point today. Looks like it's kind of topping out, of course, a day after my TLT trade expired worthless. Remember that long put spread, the 128, 123 put spread I put on in there did expire worthless, so I don't have that one on anymore. But now, of course, looking like it wants to turn around, especially with Friday's top and then today's confirmation to the downside. We could actually start seeing that move down now. VIX coming off as we would expect with the overall equities moving higher. We can see here with the Dow Jones up over 172 points, creating a new all-time historical high. And same situation with the NASDAQ. NASDAQ up almost 40 points right now. And again, very close to the highs of the day. As you can see, we're just a couple of points off of that. But market really strong today. And mirroring that is the E-mini S&Ps up 14 points on the day and looking to test that 27 handle of the E-mini S&Ps, just a couple of points away from that now. This is the daily chart of the E-mini S&P on a 30-minute